hopefully be one of music's busiest nerds in the game. I'm bouncing out a lot of these reviews and albums here kind of quick, just because, unfortunately, like a lot of people around the world, I suffer from depression pretty bad. So that's why talking about this next album is kind of emotional for me, and it's why I didn't review it first among my things, because I was still processing a lot of my emotion with it and with myself. And the album is Mac Miller's Circles, which is, unfortunately, the last album from Mac to be released. Um, a lot of the stuff, listening to it now, knowing where he's at and what he was saying, um, it's really difficult to listen to. It makes me really appreciate who he was and what he stood for. Um, See, I'm getting emotional right now talking about it. There, there's so many times where his lyrics on this album hits so hard, knowing where he's at. I wrote down some of them. Um, because I was doing, I just want to be thorough. Um, oh God, so like, obviously like the opening track, Circles. It has a very melancholy, sober feel to it, kind of like not in the same way on the last album, Swimming, with bring me back to earth. With Circles, it's like one of the lines that obviously don't put more stress on yourself, take it one day at a time. um that's something, for me, that it's hard. So like even just like small little things on this album make you really wish that he was still here to appreciate what he had released. And it's just certain things, you know complicated, which kind of has like, it's a nice balance of some of his earlier stuff and some of his later stuff. Some of those lyrics, some people want to live forever, but I just want to live for today. um Stuff like that. It's just, that's some good examples of where he was at and where he was trying to be. Obviously, the two biggest tracks, and the two that I also personally enjoy, Blue World and Good News, are great examples of Mac bringing out on these track his talent that he had, his emotions, and just showing who he was as a person. It makes you appreciate that for sure. Um, Everybody is another good track. I thoroughly enjoy. It has a nice like little upbeat feel to it with the beat, but it has like really somber lyrics to it when you really listen to it. Um, I'm not gonna lie. I do enjoy Circles. I do think it's a very well put together album. There are moments on it where some of the tracks are definitely a lot stronger than others, or some just, they feel a little bit too poppy or forced with some of the stuff. I think it's still a great, well together, put together album. I think the opening half of this album, I think, is stronger than the last, but I think it's just because that opening half of this album does come out swinging so hard. Um, but I obviously would definitely recommend listening to Circles. Um, and it was actually later found out that from the producer of this album, and I believe that he was the same producer as Swimming, that they were going to release one more album, which was just going to be a straight, as Mac had put it, just straight hip hop album. And it's crazy to think that we're never going to hear that. And this is the last stuff that he's released. Um, I would definitely give it a listen. It makes you appreciate the talent that he was able to show, and the gifts he was able to express, and the connections he was able to make with other people in his life. So I would definitely recommend it, and honestly just going through his whole catalog, because Mac is a talent that will be surely be missed. Um, Subscribe, give it a like. I'll be probably back here soon with some more stuff. But yeah, y'all have a great night.